yeah, I felt like very dissociative, very like suicidal, very like depressed and anxious, and like my whole nervous system was completely like fried. I was very reactive.
Hmm. So,
Hashimoto's, thyroid cancer, like anxiety, like major depressive disorder, PTSD. So when I first contacted you, I think it had been maybe 6 months since my mom had passed away. And I had gone through a lot of trauma previously. I had a miscarriage, I had thyroid cancer the year before, and then I tragically lost my mom to lung cancer. And I just felt like everything came to a head, and I didn't even know how to handle anything in my life. And I got to a point, like I had followed you for a long time on Instagram, and I always thought, like, I'm gonna like contact him one day. And I just never felt, I guess, not bad enough, but I just never, I don't know. I don't know why I never did it sooner, but I just came to like a breaking point and I told myself, like, I cannot live like this anymore. I didn't want to live when I first contacted you. I just, like, I had no drive or will to live at all. And everything just felt so bad. Any little thing would set me off, and I was just crying all the time. And I was itching, and I like convinced myself, like, because I had mold exposure as well. So we lived in a moldy apartment. So I had convinced myself that mold was making me sick, and that if I didn't control everything around me, then like I don't like that was my only way of controlling things, was just like being obsessive about things. So I finally contacted you, and I just remember telling myself when we first started talking, like, if this doesn't, like, I have no other option. Like, if this doesn't work, I feel like suicidal. Like, I don't really want to live like this. So we talked, and then we started working on all of this stuff. But before that, I had tried like every diet, um, workout routines. I tried meditating, but I didn't really know how. Like nothing that I have ever done before ever related back to mental health. And like I was trying to, like, it was all pieces and parts. So like one doctor was like, do this diet, the other doctor was like, work out more, all of this stuff. And none of it was all inclusive, and none of it included mental health. So I had gotten like a counselor at the time, and like my husband and I had a marriage counselor. And yeah, like there were some helpful things, but like you said before, knowing in hindsight now, like talk therapy just wasn't doing it for me, because I didn't even know how to identify my own emotions at the time. I didn't know what I was feeling. I just knew I felt like crap, basically. So that's kind of how I got to meeting with you. And I don't even know how I found you on Instagram. I was like trying to remember that, but I don't remember, but I'm thankful that I did. So it's kind of like the background story of how I came to be working with you. So I was seeing a functional doctor through like my insurance, and we would work on things, but I just felt like every time I would go there, she would take like $500 worth of blood work and then tell me to take these supplements and then see her in a month. And every time I'd go, it was a $50 copay. And I just kind of like put all my eggs in that basket for a while. Like, oh, she knows the terminology. I feel like she knows what I should be doing with the mold illness and the Hashimoto's and the thyroid disease. But in the end, it turned out it just felt like a lot of money, and we didn't really make any progress. Like I'd just be in the hole with money because we were doing so much blood work, and I didn't even know what any of the blood work meant. And I didn't feel, overall, I just felt like I was stuck. So that was the main thing. I've seen a couple functional doctors in the past, but really what I that's all I really did before, like like right before I worked with you. But yeah, functional doctors in the past, therapists. Yeah. So I think it was just like a psychiatrist or I don't know. But I don't feel like I got anything out of just talking about it. Like I felt very lost. Like I was looking on how to work through it and like suggestive things. And he made me write down like 25 things I liked about myself, I think was like one of the activities, but I didn't resonate with it at all. It didn't really feel like it applied to me. And then I also feel like maybe the therapist himself wasn't a good fit for me. So I just gave up and I stopped going. Okay, why am I like trying all of these diets and supplements forever? and ever and spending all my money, and no one else has touched on anything mental health wise. And I know that I struggle with mental health, and just seeing the stuff that you post about how really like that is more of the focus is your mindset rather than all of these diets and supplements. That was appealing to me because I'm like, I would love to not have to, you know, freak out over my diet and freak out about every little toxin and every little thing in my life for the rest of my life. And that was the main thing that drew me in for your program. It's hard to explain to someone exactly what you're doing. I remember our first couple sessions, I was trying to like tell my husband what we did, realize that a lot of my issues are me and like a lot of my solutions are within me as well. So just that whole mindset and gaining that perspective. And I've learned to like trust myself again. Um, Intentionally like cultivate joy in my life, not obsess over things. And it's through the things that you've taught me. Like we would do an activity and I would feel myself get lighter over time. And as you call it, like unburdening, like I felt like each little activity we did, or every time we practiced something, I felt like over time things improved. I wouldn't say there's one major turning point, but yeah, I would say collective. A lot of my mindset before was, why is this happening to me? Or I was identifying with my emotions like I am sad, I am depression, I am, unworthy and all of these things. I feel like it helped open up a perspective of separating myself from the emotions, which has been big. Just the fact that like I'm experiencing these emotions, but I don't have to identify and attach to them. So I feel like yes, all of the things that we've done, especially like the art and stuff, have really helped me to gain that perspective of separating myself from it and like being free from those
Mm.
things. Seeking peace or anything involving peace for the first time in my life. So yeah, baking is something that brings me that. So yeah, I would say that's a big driving force. Like you don't have to be a victim to the things that you've gone through, and like we're all capable of, and we all go through hard things, but there is like a light at the end of the tunnel, and you are your own solution. And like even if things are tough, you don't have to attach to those things and you don't have to be a victim to it. And you are a resilient human being and you're worthy of love and you're capable of those types of things. And yeah, I feel like I'm a good example of that. Like I didn't let my circumstances completely crush me, and you know, I'm happy about life again. And I've learned about a lot about myself, and like other people are capable of learning about themselves too. Like um, I know that I'm good at certain things and I have things to offer to people. And I never in my life really thought of myself that way. Like, but I know now that there are things that I have to offer, and that, I'm thankful for all of that. Feeling very out of my body. Um, Feeling like in a daze and in a fog and like everything's blurry all the time and not knowing how to come out of it, or feeling like I can't find my words. So I've gotten a lot better at that. Um, but that's gotten a lot better in general. Like I feel like I have so many tools now to bring myself back into my body, which is really nice. You take in information from a person as a whole and then you kind of just approach it with curiosity, and like you set the expectation in the beginning, like we don't really know what's going to happen, but let's just see. But people always have results. So yeah, I think, and you have lots of tools to give people, and you're totally good at like changing direction if you need to. So yeah, I would say, yeah, just like you said, kind of iron it out and see what happens is pretty much what I would say. I haven't been itching in like, I think it's like 2 months, and I'm almost afraid to say it out loud because I'm so excited, and I feel like, it's such a relief to not have that and like not feel like every little thing that I wear is like bothering me and feel restricted all the time. So I'm so happy about that. Like I said, I'm like afraid to say it out loud because it feels not real sometimes. But yeah, thank you for being patient and working with me. And I'm very thankful for the time that we had. And it really did change my life. So it's hard to like put it into words, I guess you could say. So thank you.